You ever catch yourself caring way too much about what other people think? I know I have many times. And I would say I would characterize it as, in my case, hypervigilance. Even about some of the most mundane, trivial, meaningless things. For example, yesterday I was doing a practice that I do from time to time, sun gazing. And it's just like it sounds. That's where you sit and you watch the sun come up, the sunrise, or watch the sun go down, the sunset. You gaze at the sun. Really simple. Um, and so I'll do that. Typically at sunrise, I'll go to there's a place that's down the road from me where I can see it much better than where I live. So I'll drive in the morning, just a little before the sun is due to come up. I'll drive down and I'll whip out a folding chair or a lawn chair and I'll put it down in the grass and I'll sit bare feet on the ground. And if I get there just the right time, I can watch the sun come up. If I get there a little late, no worries. The whole idea is just sit and look at the sun and watch it for however long. Now I'm doing a protocol that I build up over time where I do a little more every time that I go. You might look up sun gazing on YouTube. If you find Hiram Manek, Manek, I'm doing his protocol. It's amazing. But I digress. I'm doing sun gazing yesterday morning. So I did it in this place that's between a church and a bank. And there's a grassy area there, nice plush grassy area. But there's also driveways on either side. And I was sitting there doing my sun gazing and people kept turning in and coming by me. And every time a person would come near me in their vehicle, I couldn't see them because for one, I was looking at the sun. But for another, when I took my eyes off and tried to see the driver, I couldn't see the people in the vehicles. But what mattered in the moments that these people arrived is how I experienced their arrival. And I experienced it as a tension, a constriction. I felt it in my body. And I had these real fleeting, real faint thoughts about what they must think of me. Some random dude sitting there really early in the morning, just sitting in a chair next to a place of business where no one else is around, just sitting there staring at the sky. So my thoughts are of these people judging me for what I'm doing, and I'm feeling this in my body. And I recognize this as hypervigilance, this really caring too much about what other people might be thinking of me in any given moment. And I've had a lot of those moments, many of those moments throughout my lifetime. Typically, when somebody deals with a lot of hypervigilance like I have historically, there's oftentimes a lot of root stuff there that goes back to childhood environment, tied in with safety, all that stuff. If you've ever dealt with any of this that I'm talking about, you probably have dealt with some of the things that I dealt with in my early days. And so it's kind of a protection mechanism that in order to be safe, you're always on alert, aware of the people around and what they think or might even be thinking. And then adjusting behavior accordingly. And it's utterly exhausting. It can be utterly exhausting. Now, I'm in a place now where I experience this far less. So the sort of interesting dichotomy is I kind of notice it more because of its rarity, and I can tune into it a little better. And then when I do, now I know to just sit and breathe through it. Just allow it. allow the feelings to be there. I notice and breathe through it. And I was talking about this experience with Claude AI, and I was sharing that because I wanted to get a little more insight into what is this exactly. And it's just as I had explained, it's hypervigilance. I've learned about this before, but it's interesting because Claude pointed out I'm doing this practice of sun gazing, which one of the big benefits I get out of sun gazing is I experience this beautiful calm throughout the day in the days that I do the sun gazing in the mornings. And that is science backed, apparently, that one of the benefits of doing sun gazing is the release of serotonin. And so that's one of the reasons I love doing this practice. But I was sharing that with Claude AI, and Claude pointed out that here I am doing this practice that brings me this calm, and right there in the midst of this practice, boom, these opportunities for some friction, some constriction, for these things to arise in me that are not calm, that are not peace, that are not what I want to experience, but there they are, right there in the mix. So there's this interesting mix going on right there. And I recognize that moments like that is an opportunity to allow, to breathe, and to just feel the duality of it, the polarity of it. And Claude said this really awesome thing that oftentimes there's this powerful growth. I'm paraphrasing, it was so much shorter and succinct and beautiful. But it was basically, oftentimes there is this beautiful growth that's hidden just on the other side of the friction. And I think that's so true. It's amazing that oftentimes if we will just sit with, and it's like exposure therapy, if we'll expose ourselves more and more willingly, consciously, intentionally to those moments like that, instead of shirking and turning away and I'm just gonna grab my chair and get in my car, or what if they call the police and I'm trespassing or whatever. I mean, I could have come up with any excuse to get in the car and get out of there because I was uncomfortable. I experienced discomfort in that moment. And so often we want to bail out and leave the discomfort. Get out of that moment. Go, 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 go. But the beautiful part is the growth that's on the other side of that if we sit with it and sit in it and come to it and experience it. That's why hormesis is so amazing. Hormesis is that thing like we do when we work out with weights, where we really stress. We put so much stress on our muscles, and it causes our muscles to break down a little bit and then build back up, and they get bigger and they get stronger, they get more powerful. That's what we're doing oftentimes when we're intentionally engaging spiritually, consciously. It's like hormesis for the soul. We are exposing ourselves to these things that are uncomfortable, where we experience discomfort. And one of the absolute must-dos in this practice is to not judge it. It's so funny, man, because my thoughts, my feelings were, these people are probably judging me. But as long as I don't judge myself, and I sit with it, and I sit through it, and I experience the discomfort, I'm gonna get the beautiful nugget of growth, of experience on the other side of this. And you get enough of this growth and enough of this reclamation of ourselves and our power, you build up enough of those, pretty soon you're getting really bulletproof, where nothing is phasing you, nothing is moving you. And even when it does, you just shake it off, because we are the ones that ultimately determine what gets to us, what breaks us down, what really harms us. The hormesis is part of our growth. It's going through, doing the exposure therapy, experiencing when it shows up, meeting it, and greeting it. Like, yes, here it is, an opportunity for me to grow, for me to come through this. And yeah, I see it. Yeah, I recognize it for what it is. I don't need to chase down the roots of where this came from or any of that and spend all of my mental energy on doing any of that. Instead, do the exposure, experience the discomfort, and allow myself to be in the moment and grow. Be here, be now, exactly as it is. So if you experience hypervigilance, think of it that way. This is hormesis. This is hormesis. This is our opportunity to get bigger and stronger and more powerful. So, I appreciate you tuning in, and if you judged me, okay. I love you anyway. Thank you for being here. And if you didn't, oh, God bless you. But I will state again, I'll share with you, I did not judge myself, and I'm not judging myself now. Although I may walk out of here and start judging myself about something, and that's okay. I'll walk through that and breathe through that as well. That's perfectly fine. But in the midst of all of it, let's relish the gifts, the opportunities, the exposure, the hormesis. Take it as it comes. Breathe in, feet on the ground, eyes to the light. Experience it all, appreciate it, like I appreciate you. Thank you. Bless you. Namaste.